Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to Anime
Hi.
Church.
Hello and welcome.
Hello. Hello. Farewell. Go by. All right. Anyway. So yeah. Hey guys. Welcome to Anime Church. We're the church where cosplay is acceptable and we don't judge you for it. I mean,
Ever.
we're cool like that. We just there's no reason. There's just no reason for judging someone based on their cosplay. Personality, on the other hand, will absolutely judge you if you're kind of a jerk or an asshole. You know, we'll judge you for that. You know, the reasonable things.
Mm.
You know, are you a piece of crap? Have you ever tried to stab someone? Things like that.
Are you smarter than a fifth grader? Oh, wait.
None of us are going to be able to pass that test.
Hey.
Yeah. All right. So, you threw off my groove. I'm sorry, you've thrown off the Emperor's groove.
Sorry.
Anyway. So there we go. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. There's a lot of season 2 news that we have to cover, apparently. There's quite a bit. So yeah, we got that coming up. Woot woot. I am Richie Roberts, your Minister of Science and Technology.
I am Moonlight Sparks, your Minister of Arceology. Praise Arceus.
We are sadly without Fenris again today, and I do need to reach out to Hoshi to find out if they can join because I keep forgetting that until the last minute. So sorry about that. I'm like, oh yeah, we technically have a new person. I keep forgetting to like reach out and touch Faith. Yeah.
Why would you touch Faith?
Because, you know, it's my own personal Jesus. But no, seriously, have you seen Faith in Buffy the Vampire Slayer? There's a reason. There's a reason. Like,
No.
oh my goodness.
But
she
I
is
dated
beautiful.
a Faith once.
Mm. All of the jokes that I have for that, I cannot say on YouTube.
Hey, man, you just gotta have faith.
A deep, abundant amount of faith. That's as PG as I can keep it. There we go. I have a lot of jokes that I can't say on YouTube. All right. So yeah, we got a lot we are going to be going over and talking about. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, goodness me. Achuapiki. All right. So, starting off, we have the trailer for Andor Season 2. Now, I'll be 100%. I have not watched Season 1 of Andor. I have heard nothing but amazing things about it. I really want to watch it, but I'm probably going to wait until I have Disney Plus again. All these streaming services are getting more and more expensive. They even made a joke about it at the Oscars. You know, Netflix it has garnered the most, I think it was the most price increases, was the joke, or at least most price increases in a certain time period at the number 18. But this is supposed to tie in with season 2. It's supposed to tie in almost directly into Rogue One. So like you see it slowly getting closer and closer, and you're seeing like some of the cast that shows up in the Rogue One movie in here, and that's pretty cool. So I definitely want to see that because Rogue One is honestly, oh yeah, and it's the return of K2SO. They brought K back, the best droid in all of Star Wars. And I love seeing they had a moment where they show like a little behind the scenes right here. Yeah, they're showing some of the behind the scenes stuff with practical sets and stuff. And I'm waiting for it, waiting for it. Also, it looks weird to see Andor in like nice, uh, nice pressed, elegant clothing, and his hair all slicked back and everything. It just does not. I'm so used to seeing him like grungy and dirty and stuff like right there. It just does not feel the same. Okay. Little romance going on. That's par for the course for like just general storytelling most of the time. There's Ben Mendelsohn back as his character. I'm waiting to see because I could not tell where it is. I'm looking around for it. Oh, there's K2 smacking somebody. There it is. There it is. Alan Tudyk. He's back. Alan will be, of course, reprising his role as K2SO. He gets to. He was, of course, part of the mocap and the HK-47. How dare you? How dare you? Get it? No, K2SO. Better. K2SO, the superior droid. Anyway. But yeah, he's back. He's going to be K2. He's going to be the mocap and, of course, providing the voice. I'm looking forward to it. He was my favorite character in all of Rogue One, to be fair. So eventually, I will sit down and finally watch this series. But I'm very happy to see Alan Tudyk back. That looks cool. And yeah, this trailer had me pretty pumped. Moon. I think we're kind of on the same thing here. You haven't watched Andor.
I have not.
Looking at this trailer, but you have seen Rogue One, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So looking at this trailer and seeing, just from your knowledge of Rogue One, we're kind of on the same page here, which is it's an interesting thing. Usually when it comes to stuff like this, I'm like, oh, I've seen it. This time I haven't. So I'm curious what your opinion is on this. Did it get you hyped? Did it just seem interesting? Like, where are you at, and what are some of the interesting things that you found from this?
I'm not extremely hyped, and that's mostly just because like I've been burned by Star Wars a little too many times. So I'm like,
yeah, this is one of the things. It's one of like the few things in Disney Star Wars that everybody, critics, audience, everybody just straight out praised Andor season 1 for how good it was. And I was like, oh. And this has nothing to do with Jedi or Sith. This is just rebel cells versus the Empire. Now it's growing and getting bigger. And so rebellion is starting, apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah. Holy crap. But what did the trailer make you think?
It looks like it's doing pretty good. So like I am a little more intrigued now, but I'm still like on watching it.
Yeah, I think honestly, it's one of those things that if you have Disney Plus, you should probably watch it. But if you don't have Disney Plus, I don't know. I probably need to get Disney Plus because I want to watch the new Daredevil season that's coming out. But the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again are out. But I know I need to watch season 3 of the Netflix Daredevil series because that's all connected now. And if I'm getting Disney Plus, the other thing that I might as well do is go ahead and use my VPN to watch 1,000 Year Blood War Part 3, which I never got around to doing. Because if I just say, hey, I'm in this country, then it's up on Disney Plus. It's only in the U.S. that it's only on Hulu. And apparently there's also a bundle for HBO Max and Disney Plus and Hulu. So I may look into that because there's some stuff. I want to see Penguin. I've heard really good things about Penguin. Anyhow. My interest is piqued. I'm into it. I don't know if it's something to just make me go out and get Disney Plus at the moment, but I may just drop Netflix once we're done covering the Blue Box once we're done covering that,
Mm-hmm.
because Netflix is just getting pricey, man. I'm paying like $20 for Netflix now. I'm like, dude, the whole point of Netflix was to get us to stop paying these crazy prices for cable, and now it's basically the same thing. Like now, instead of cable channels, it's internet channels, and I'm like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. Anyway, oh, okay. So next up, we have the Thunderbolts trailer. That's like a couple months away, and this was just I love that they were like, let's be serious with our silliness. You know, it's like let's shoot everything kind of serious looking, and then it's like it's silly for the rest of the time. Uh, Especially because they're like, hey, this person did this. Hey, that yeah, from this. Yeah, so exactly, they start just going from the stars of this, and this. But there are some interesting little things going on here because, yeah, there's. I'm not down with the music choice, but I like how kind of it's trying to take itself seriously. That's the best way I can put it. Like they're like, hey, here's the silly, but also we're trying to be a little serious here. So I'm like, oh, okay, so you're being silly-y. Gotcha. Yeah, that's about where I'm at with this. I don't have like this great need to see Thunderbolts, but it looks fun. I may go see it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, frick. I forgot what's out right now. I know there's something that's out right now that I need to go see. I can't remember. Oh, Mickey 17. That's out right now. I want to see that. That looked fun. But yeah, man, taking a look at this trailer, how do you feel about uh the Thunderbolts?
I mean, I just love seeing what the Russians did to Harper. So
I'm so here for like you put Red Guardian and Yelena back together again. I'm already there. You had me right there. So I'm kind of just any time that Red Guardian is just doing things, he's so funny. David Harbour just seems like he's having such a blast.
mhm.
Uh
Also, seeing Winter Soldier in the nice, very nice white shirt, getting it all fucked up was kind
oh,
of funny.
that's the other thing. At this point in time, Bucky is a congressman.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Hail
All right.
Hydra.
All right. So, moving on to the next thing. Okay. So, Sony is going to release a new Resident Evil reboot film in September 18th of next year. Warner Brothers and Netflix were bidding the rights to Zach Krieger's new live action film, but apparently Sony got it. Entertainment news website Deadline reported on Friday that Sony will release Zach Krieger's Barbarian Weapons, new live-action reboot of Capcom's Resident Evil survivor horror game franchise on September 18th of 2026. Four studios, including Warner Brothers and Netflix, were bidding for the film rights. Sony also released the previous movies in the franchise. Constantine Film and PlayStation Productions will produce the new reboot. Shay Hatton of John Wick 4 and Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead will co-write the screenplay along with director and writer Krieger. Constantine's Robert Kulzer of Vertigo Entertainment's Roy Lee. Vertigo Entertainment's Roy Lee it says Minecraft. I don't know if that's the movie or the game. And Miri Yoon from Woman of the Hour and PlayStation Productions are producing. Nicole Brown is overseeing the movie. Sources told The Hollywood Reporter Krieger's film will take the title to its horror roots and be more faithful to the initial games. Yes, please.
Please. Also, hi, Star.
Hi, Hoshi.
Hello, hello. How is
The Nun of
everybody
Nuggies
doing?
has returned. All right.
Howbie, howbie.
We're doing pretty good. Yeah, we
Yeah, I
just
be.
finished talking about. We just finished talking about the new live action Resident Evil that's supposed to come out next year. That's supposed to be closer
Oh.
to the games, and they're saying it's going to be closer to the original horror roots. So we
Ooh.
shall see. We shall
Nice.
see. Nice. Any thoughts or
I hope they do
comments
it
on
good.
this?
They better not. They better not mess it up. That's all I gotta say.
I've got a comment. When are they gonna remake 5 and 6?
Never.
Well, I'd prefer. It sounds like what they're doing is remaking 0, which is the only one you didn't play.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think you'd want to right now because it's still on the old school tank control setup. Fixed camera.
Yeah, I
tank
really don't
controls.
want that. Please no.
So the remake will be that third person over the shoulder kind of thing, I think. But they're also working on 9, so who knows? All right. On to our gaming news block.
Ba-ba-ba.
So, actor Yuki Yamada requests a 3-day vacation for future Monster Hunter releases. Japanese news outlet Oricon reported on February 18th that the actor Yuki Yamada has asked his agency for 3 days off for future Monster Hunter releases. The actor's comments came during the press scrum after Capcom's Monster Hunter Wilds media launch event. During the press scrum, Yamada was asked if he would be playing Monster Hunter Wilds at its launch on February 28th. In response, the actor stated he would be filming that day. He further added that he's asked his agency, Watanabe Entertainment, to clear his schedule for 3 days for subsequent Monster Hunter releases. Oricon released part of the Monster Hunter Wilds media launch event press scrum on YouTube. Yamada, a diehard Monster Hunter fan, appears in 2 Monster Hunter Wilds commercials. The first commercial features Yamada interacting with Failing, Monster Hunter's mascot character. I forget what they're called, like with the specific little cat, the cat race that's in the Monster Hunter series. I forget what they're called, but yeah, they got one interacting and sitting next to him while he's playing the game, and it looks so good. The second features Yamada teaming up with 3 players to defeat the new monster Nuudra. Monster Hunter Wilds debuted worldwide. Okay, yeah, we're gonna cover that next topic, but yeah, so so we had an actor that requested off for 3 days to play Monster Hunter, but unfortunately he had to work on the day that Monster Hunter Wilds was released. I just thought this was a silly and fun story to kind of cover, you know?
I thought about playing Monster Hunter. I've never played any of them.
I played shoot, I can't remember which Monster Hunter it was. I played a bit of it. I just could not understand a lot of the like mechanics for like gear and things like that, and I was just like, the system for crafting and gear and everything was really confusing, and I didn't have a good explanation of it, like how to build craft. So because of that, I just stopped playing, and I've got a whole bunch of other games that I'm looking into.
I was about to ask you, like, what do you think? Should I play it?
I mean, that's totally up to you. My thing was I couldn't understand.
So the most interaction I've had with Monster Hunter anything is Joe Cat's crap guide.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Which is amazing and hilarious. I recommend everyone go watch it, please. Send him some love, he needs it. And then also you will have a new appreciation for the Sword and Shield, I promise.
So yeah, this is he's just chilling at his home, he's playing, and then you hear like this. I'm sorry, that's just adorable. Just jumps out, hands on the hips, is like, hi. And his reaction,
I'm there.
that's just so cute. So cute. That's just, look at that face. Look at that cute face. I'm just saying.
Tis a
The
cat.
look- Yeah, tis a cat.
Mhm.
It's a happy smiling cat. That's not something I see ever. All right. So on to our other piece of Monster Hunter Wilds news. Monster Hunter Wilds sells 8 million worldwide on the first 3 days. So 8 million copies. Capcom announced on Tuesday that the Monster Hunter Wilds game has sold over 8 million copies worldwide in its first 3 days. According to the company, this is the fastest that one of its titles has reached this milestone. The game debuted globally on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC via Steam on February 28th. The Premier Deluxe Edition includes the Deluxe Pack, which contains in-game items and poses. Previous bonuses are premium bonuses of more in-game items and the cosmetic DLC packs. The cosmetic DLC Pack 1 launches in spring 2025, and the DLC Pack 2 launches in summer 2025. The deluxe edition of the game also includes the Deluxe Pack. Players with save data from Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter World Iceborne receive special in-game armor for Palicos. That's it, Palicos. That's what they're called. There you go. I played Monster Hunter Worlds. That's what I was playing. Not the Iceborne. I guess I don't know if it's expansion or if it was a separate game, but
I think it's an expansion.
I think it is too. But yeah, I played Monster Hunter World. Couldn't get into it. It was very confusing. Like I did a lot of things. I just could not figure out how to increase my damage and stuff. And even though I was doing a bunch of the stuff that I was told, I was like, this does not feel like I'm hitting any harder than I was just like 5 places ago. Anyway, it is what it is. On to the next thing. Let's talk about Palworld for a little bit. So, despite the issues with Nintendo that apparently are still proceeding, Pocket Pair launches Palworld Games Mac version. So Pocket Pair has launched the Mac version of its Palworld game on Tuesday. The game is now available on the Mac App Store for 3,400 yen or $29.99 US and needs at least 22.8 gigabytes of free space to install.
So if you say that too fast, it's just gonna be the Mac App Store, which
The Mac App Store. Yep. The game is
Oh, that's
available
great.
on Mac computers that have an Apple M1 or later chip running macOS 14.0.0 or higher. The game's Mac version supports subtitles in Japanese, English, French, Italian, German, Castilian, Spanish, Brazilian Portuguese, Russian, Korean, and both traditional and simplified Chinese. The game has been optimized to run natively on Mac computers with Apple Silicon. The game's dedicated server feature is scheduled for release in mid-March. The game's Mac version release was originally planned for November 26th, but was then delayed to February 27th to improve the port's quality. The February 27th release date has also been delayed to almost a week. Pocket Pair debut. Okay, there we go. We don't need all the backstory on this. We've talked plenty about Palworld as it is, but it's nice to see that they're jumping over to Mac as well, and so our Mac gamers can get a bit of love. And man, despite I just love seeing that they are still moving forward despite like all of the roadblocks that are trying to be put in front of it. I just like that perseverance in the face of adversity. That's the word I was looking for. Any other thoughts from you guys about Palworld launching on Mac?
Good for them.
Max sucks.
Good for them.
Mac sucks. Okay. Apparently we have opinions. Yes. All right. PlayStation announces the beta program for testing future games, PS5/PS app features. Sony announced on Tuesday a new centralized beta program at PlayStation Initiative. By registering for the program, participants express interest in gaining beta test access to test games for PlayStation 5 and PC, as well as features for the PS5 console, PlayStation app, and official website. Players can register for free as long as they have a valid account for PlayStation Network with a current email address and no restrictions or violations. Live in a region where the program is available and meet the legal age requirement for their region. Registered participants may not necessarily get chosen for beta tests, and those who are selected for any test do not have to accept. The company states that the registration is up globally on PlayStation's website, although the link does not work as of press time. And then backstory on the PS5. I'm a little confused even after reading this, you know? It's like, okay, but you're just opening it up to anybody to be a tester.
Yeah.
I mean, there are restrictions, but it's like not a huge amount of restrictions. So I'm just like, oh, okay. Neat. That's kind of how I feel about this story. It's just, neat. That's kind of where I'm at. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a thing.
It is a thing. All right, on to the last one, and I did add this last minute. March 10th, a.k.a. tomorrow, will be an exciting day for Phasmophobia fans. And
Ooh.
Moon, I'll have you read this one.
All right. Phasmophobia has confirmed that the long-awaited Bleedsdale farmhouse overhaul is set to drop on March 10th, giving fans a big reason to get excited. The upcoming update will be an enormous rework of one of Phasmophobia's oldest maps. Phasmophobia has been in early access since late 2020, a status that it still holds today. Developer Kinetic Games has used the early access label to great effect, continuing to release numerous content drops per year while polishing the game. It's not yet known when Phasmophobia will reach its 1.0 version, with the game's Steam not yet updated and currently stating that it's planned for late 2024.
Hang on.
It's a bit late for late 2024.
I know, but
it's safe to say that those plans have somewhat shifted.
Yeah.
In a blog post on Kinetic Games' website, Phasmophobia detailed the upcoming Bleedsdale farmhouse overhaul, giving a release date of March 10th. The side-by-side comparison of the old and new Bleedsdale farmhouse maps showcase how huge of an update this is, with every room receiving an entire visual overhaul. New assets and animations and much more for you to discover. It's a much-needed overhaul that looks to be a large improvement to what was already one of the best Phasmophobia maps. At the moment, the exact release time for the Bleedsdale farmhouse rework is yet to be revealed, so players will need to keep an eye out on March 10th.
Dang it. I'm going to relearn the map, and that's like one of my favorite maps.
I think the map is staying the same. It's
the map is there are some changes to the map.
Like, I know that map like the
they're
back of my
minor
hand.
changes. They're minor changes.
Like I'm just talking about layout though.
Yeah, layout changes are a thing that will happen. They because they're introducing like new types of rooms. They said they have slightly changed the layout. It's not going to be a drastic difference, but the layout is changing somewhat. And it's just like we'll learn a little bit more new stuff.
I want to play it now. I want to play Phasmophobia.
We were playing just the other day.
I had to take my partner to the VA hospital.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Yeah, we were playing.
They're okay,
we were doing the
but-
weekly. We were doing the weekly update, which, as it turns out, it's the sanity starting at 75%, and as soon as you open the door, you have 2 seconds of prep time, and then the ghost activity starts.
No.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's
what it
really
was.
great when the ghost is like in the living room or something, and also like a demon or something.
Oh,
So
I hate it. I
everyone
hate
just
it.
fucking dies.
Well, all that has to happen is 5%. Also, I realized something upon reading about this, that if everybody had just taken candles in with them, the firelight candles, that actually helps preserve your sanity while you're walking around in the dark.
Oh.
Yeah, it would have done that. But because they're tier 2, also because it was a mix of tier 1 and tier 2 items, it really sucked. And
Yeah, it was
it's
basically taking you back to like first edition Phasmo.
And also the extra thing is that it was like semi nightmare. So the sanity monitor was broken, the fuse box was broken, so you could not turn on the lights and the heat and all that.
Mm.
And then no smudge sticks. You only get one crucifix, and it's the tier 1 crucifix, so it's total garbage. And the ghost is hiding one of its evidence types. So even if you get 2 evidence, you're still left guessing between like sometimes 4, sometimes 2 ghosts and trying to figure it out. It has been quite a pain in the butt. But from my understanding, the weekly reset is on Sunday, so it's probably a new challenge now. But it was fun. We had a good time with it. You can read some more down below if you scroll further down. Yep.
The blog post also confirms that Bleedsdale Farmhouse is the first of several map reworks we have planned for this year, as we bring Phasmophobia more and more in line with our overall vision for the game. This statement is in line with the previously released Phasmophobia 2025 roadmap, which also pegged Grafton Farmhouse as another map in for an overhaul. By the sounds of it, there may even be more older maps set for a big update this year. The Bleedsdale Farmhouse rework will be the most significant Phasmophobia update for a while. There was a Phasmophobia patch back in February, although that was primarily comprised of bug fixes. Beyond this, fans still have plenty to look forward to for this year, with the player character overhaul on the way, as well as the sound recorder. This brand new piece of equipment has been confirmed several times by Kinetic Games, and should give players plenty of new ways to hunt ghosts.
Yep. I'm looking forward to this. They said, it's going to be both farmhouses, and then apparently they are also going to start reworking the Tanglewood Drive house, which is like the first house that everybody kind of starts off in, with the TV in the living room that always turns on and stuff. It's the most grinded destination in Phasmo right now. Well, yeah, they're talking about updating it so that it's not like the basic assets from Unity. So, alrighty, there we go. All right, Moon, you shared this one. Let's talk about it. On to the anime block.
Okay, so this is a fun one. This actually, my sister sent this to me because it was really cool. But Ufotable animates MLB players' breathing techniques in Demon Slayer collab short. Major League Baseball finally unveiled its collaboration with the Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba franchise on Wednesday in the form of an anime short by Ufotable. The short depicts players such as Shohei Ohtani, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Shota Imanaga, and Seiya Suzuki in anime form, blending Demon Slayer breathing techniques with their baseball skills, all while Demon Slayer's Uroko Daki comments on the evolution of Japanese baseball. The collaboration is also set to get some merch for fans, though we'll have to wait for more details on that later. The Tokyo series will take place at the Tokyo Dome from March 15th to March 19th and mark the beginning of the 2025 regular season after 4 exhibition games. MLB's Chicago Cubs with Shota Imanaga and Seiya Suzuki are set to face the Nippon Professional Baseball's Hanshin Tigers and MLB's Los Angeles Dodgers, with Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto face NPB's, or no, that's WoW. They face NPB's Yomiuri Giants on March 15th. The teams will then switch opponents on March 16th, with the Dodgers playing against the Tigers and Cubs against the Giants. MLB's regular season actually opens with 2 games between the Dodgers and Cubs on March 18th and 19th. Yeah. So it was a really cool animation, and it was just funny to watch.
Yee.
Mm-hmm. Did Richie step away?
No, I'm watching the video and trying to finish.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't realize the Cubs were the other team, so now I have to send this to my mom because we're Cubs fans.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like, she's not going to understand anything, but, like, she'll understand that the Cubs are in it, and she'll be happy with that.
Yep. The Cubs.
Like, she has no frame of reference for Demon Slayer whatsoever, but she'll probably be happy that the Cubs.
It still looks cool.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Alrighty. On to the next thing. Hoshi, why don't you read this next one?
Wait, yeah, okay. Which one is it?
Japanese pharmacies.
Japanese pharmacies. The pharmacy! Hooray! Japanese pharmacies offer Apothecary Diaries prescription record books for free, only to have scalpers sell them. Oh no. Oh no.
Yep.
Anime staff, please refrain from reselling collaborative notebooks. Don't be a dick.
Everybody else. Everybody, all the other people. No.
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 In Japan, patients can keep track of their many medical prescriptions with handy pocket-sized booklets that pharmacies hand out for free. To promote the practice, pharmacies began offering the Apothecary Diaries branded prescription record booklets on March 1st. Unfortunately, scalpers have been taking advantage of this, and the anime staff and pharmacies want to put a stop to it. Oh, they look so cool.
Yeah.
I want one. I want one so bad. In a March 5th statement, the Apothecary Diaries staff noted that several of these booklets have appeared on reseller websites. The FFN News Service added that scalpers are offering these free booklets for as much as 60,000 yen, about US equivalent of $41. The anime staff is asking fans not to purchase or resell the booklets, as the collaboration is simply meant to promote the importance of regular folks maintaining their own medical records.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to read the
Yeah, go ahead and read
Okay.
the translation for the tweet.
Thank you for your continued support of the Apothecary Diaries regarding the collaborative prescription record booklets, which the Japan Pharmaceutical Association launched on March 25th. We are unfortunately
In March
confirmed.
2025.
Why did I say March 5th? I saw the
You said
5th.
March 25th. And I'm like,
Yeah.
we're not there yet. Stop
We're not there.
trying to zoom us into the future.
But
can see the
Richie,
future.
I wanna. We have unfortunately confirmed many cases of them being resold on reseller sites. The purpose of this initiative is to promote the importance of prescription record booklets, and we are what? What?
And we are what? Like, wait.
What? We're distributing them to people who use pharmacies. Please refrain from reselling the prescription record booklets. Also, please refrain from purchasing the prescription record booklets that are being resold. We appreciate your understanding and cooperation.
Mm-hmm. All right. So
I wish they could sell them for overseas, or at least like
have them available for overseas.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is even if I did have a book like that, I'd still probably forget where the book is.
Also true.
I keep really detailed records of things, so like that would be really nice for me.
Must be nice.
That must be nice, yeah.
I don't know what a detailed record looks like.
I am too neurodivergent to understand any of that.
I tried
Thankfully,
keeping a detailed record once. I still don't know where it went.
I
thankfully,
I
my
tried I tried
neurodivergent.
I tried keeping a detailed record of things so I would remember what I needed to do, but I forgot to make a detailed record. I did not remember to make a detailed record.
Oh, I
Thank,
love doing that.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
right.
thankful my neurodivergence doesn't do that. I mean, it does sometimes, but like, it's not to that level.
You got the
Must
good
be
kind,
nice.
man. All right.
Me sitting here like, man, I sure wish I had executive function.
All right. So Mamoru Oshii still wants to make his third Ghost in the Shell film. Director wants to tie up one loose end. Ghost in the Shell anime film director and human reincarnation of a basset hound. What the frick?
What?
Mamoru Oshii confirmed that he is still interested in making a third Ghost in the Shell film during a Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence 20th anniversary talk event on March 1st. The director noted he had almost made a third film, but the project did not come to fruition. Oshii further elaborated that if he were allowed to tie up one loose end, he would like to make the film still. Japanese film news outlet Cinema Today released a portion of the talk event to its YouTube channel. The talk event took place at Toho Cinemas Shinjuku in Tokyo. Oshii appeared on stage with Akio Utsuka, voice of Ghost in the Shell's Bato. According to Comic Natalie, the two spoke a bit on the screening, played a true or false quiz, and spoke about their memories of Atsuko Tanaka, the late voice actress of Ghost in the Shell's Motoko Kusanagi. The first Ghost in the Shell film opened in Japan in 1995. While the film did not perform well theatrically in Japan, it gained a wide following upon its home video release, especially overseas. Oshii returned to the Ghost in the Shell anime franchise in 2004 for the sequel film Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence. So there we go. It has been 20 years since the second Ghost in the Shell movie. Feel old yet?
Dang. Well, that's my secret, Captain. I always feel old.
Yeah. I always look like Joe Biden. Because he did. Let's be honest. When Cap came back, everybody was like, he looks like Joe Biden. And this is like, what, 2 years before the elections in 2020? It was back when we had a good opinion of Joe Biden. Yeah. You could run for president? Nope. I don't think I will. If only. All right. So Aharin-san wa Hakarenai Season 2 anime reveals April 7th TV debut in video. The official website for the second season for the television anime of Asato Mizu's Aharin is Indecipherable romantic comedy manga revealed the new season's April 7th television debut in a second promotional video on Friday. The website also revealed a new key visual. The series will debut on Tokyo MX on April 7th at 10 p.m. before airing on BS11 later that evening. The show will debut on MBS on April 8th and ATX on April 10th and will stream on more than 15 streaming services in Japan. Iori Saeki will voice the character Hinzan Sensei in the new season. She is a rookie teacher who has dreamed of becoming a passionate teacher since she watched a drama as a child. Seems they're going to reprise their respective roles. I forget what this is about. This is like all casting announcement stuff. Okay. The teen romantic comedy follows the indecipherable daily life of quiet Reina Aharin and Raido, who sits next to her in class. Aharin is not so good at gauging the distance between people. Oh, yeah. No, I remember this now. Yeah. Or personal boundaries. And Raido initially sensed some distance between the two of them. Then one day, when Raido picked up the eraser that Aharin had dropped, the distance between them suddenly became uncomfortably close. From way too distant to way too close. Aharin is simply unpredictable. Yeah. There we go. I remember some I need to finish this series. But yeah.
Oh, I think one of my friends actually is a voice in this, one of the like background characters.
Ah.
Nice.
Hey.
Yeah, it's so funny because she's like this really tiny. She's this tiny little girl, and he's like this tall boy. And then, like, because of her eyesight issues, she's either really, really close or really, really far. It's silly, and I'm kind of here for it. I've watched some of this. I need to finish it. It wasn't bad. I did enjoy it. It was funny. All right, Moon, you want to talk about the next one?
Sure. One Punch Man Season 3's new video reveals October TV premiere. Bandai Namco Filmworks posted the first full promotional video and strongest version key visual for the third television anime season based on One and Yusuke Murata's One Punch Man manga on Friday. The video reveals the anime's October television premiere date. JC Staff is returning from the second season to animate the series. Madhouse animated the first season. The new season's returning cast members include Makoto Furukawa as Saitama, Hikaru Midorikawa as Garo, and Daisuke Namikawa as Dr. Genus.
Yeah.
Do I gotta go through all this or?
No, you don't.
Okay, cool.
A lot of the people are returning in the cast and crew.
Yep.
If you want to read the whole thing, that'd be great. But like having us butcher the Japanese names so we could just continue reading through this and power through it would just be a disservice. We don't want to mess up people's names. If we've already done the best we can with what few we had.
I'm doing my best, sir.
I'm doing my best. But yeah, season 3 coming out in October. Looking forward to that. That just reminded me that I need to catch up on the manga. That's all. All right. Hoshi, want to cover the next one?
Sure. That's
Gundam.
Gundam. Yeah, Gundam.
I need to
Yay,
make sure that
Gundam.
we close out some of these. There we go. Delete some of the old stuff we've already talked about. Yay.
All right. What even name is what?
Just pronounce it like
1,
quacks.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Quack.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Need to edit.
Okay,
this real quick. Go for it.
All right. Amazon Prime Video to stream Gundam G-Quack.
Yes.
Yeah, G-Quacks.
G-Quacks TV anime worldwide. Anime begins streaming on April 9th in Japan. Amazon Prime Video announced on Friday that it will stream the Mobile Suit Gundam G-Quacks television anime worldwide in over 240 countries. The anime will begin streaming in Japan on April 9th at 1 a.m. GST. The anime will premiere on 30 Nippon TV affiliate channels on April 8th at like 12:28 a.m.
Yeah, 12:29 a.m. basically, but yeah.
Or 29. What? I'm not good with numbers.
Clearly, she has number dyslexia, guys. Just deal with it.
Rude. I do not. I mean, I do, but I do not.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. The story centers around Amate Yuzuriha, a high school student living peacefully in a space colony floating in outer space, when she meets a war refugee named Nyan.
Yep.
Amate is drawn to the illegal mobile suit dueling sport known as Clan Battle under the entry name Machu.
Yep.
I love that the refugee named Meow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She throws herself into fierce battle day after day, piloting the G-Quacks. Then an unidentified Gundam mobile suit, pursued by both the Space Force and the police, appear before her, along with its pilot, a boy named Shuji.
Shuji, get in the freaking robot.
Get in the robot, Shuji. Get in the robot.
All right, that is all we're going to cover for now.
Sweet.
Yep. Stop. Nobody even said the word. All right, you're up next, Moon Moon. No. Story's over. Talk about Demon Slayer now.
Okay, Demon Slayer.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. First Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle film screens in US, Canada on September 12th. Crunchyroll, Sony Pictures Entertainment, and Aniplex announced on Wednesday that they will screen the first film in the Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle film trilogy in theaters, including IMAX and other premium large screen formats, in the United States and Canada on September 12th. That was one big sentence, you
Yeah, it was.
assholes. Why? Ah. The film will screen in Japanese with English subtitles and with an English dub. The company streamed an English subtitled trailer.
Oh, cool. I'll look at that in a bit.
Yep, the film will also screen internationally on the following dates: August 14th, Malaysia, Singapore, Pakistan; 15th, Cambodia, Indonesia, Vietnam; 20th, Philippines; September 11th, Mexico, Chile, Peru. A lot. It's a lot.
United States, Canada.
I saw the
Mexico,
size
Panama.
of the list and I was like, I may as well be singing the damn
Mexico,
song.
Chile, Peru, Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Caribbean, Jamaica, Aruba.
Did you want me to actually read it all,
Ooh,
or?
I wanna take you to Bermuda, Bahama. Come
on, pretty mama, Key Largo, Montego,
Montego,
baby,
baby,
come
why
on,
don't
take
we
it
do-
down to Kokomo.
No, baby, why don't we
We'll
go
take
and then we get there?
fast And then we'll make
You
it
skipped a line.
slow.
You skipped a line.
That's where
sad.
we wanna go. Where down to Kokomo.
You skipped a line. Now I'm sad.
Oh well,
Fuck you.
fuck you.
No, do it right next time, man.
I will fuck you right.
Disrespect.
Oh no, you're
Don't-
talking about. Never mind.
Don't disrespect a good song.
Look,
Anyway.
I was just going off memory, and my memory is ass.
Well, yeah, we did establish that just like 2 stories previously. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Central America, Colombia, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Paraguay, Uruguay, Venezuela, Australia, New Zealand, Thailand, Armenia, Azerbaijan,
Open.
Bahrain, Croatia, Czech Republic, Denmark, Egypt, Ethiopia, Georgia, the country, Greece, Hungary, Iceland, Iraq, Israel, Italy, Jordan, Kazakhstan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Lithuania, Macedonia, Netherlands, Oman, Portugal, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Serbia, Slovakia, Slovenia, Switzerland, Italian speaking, Syria, Ukraine, and the United Arab Emirates. That's all on September 11th.
Yes.
You got the rest of
Never
this, right?
Okay, fine. September 12th, India, Mongolia, Spain, Bulgaria, Estonia, Finland, Kenya, Latvia, Nigeria, Norway, Poland, Romania, Southern Africa, Sweden, Turkey, United Kingdom. September 17th, Belgium, France, French-speaking Africa, Luxembourg, Switzerland, French-speaking. September 18th, Moldova. September 25th, Austria, Germany, Switzerland, German-speaking.
Dude,
Don't know
every
why we
time
had
I
to read
hear
all those out, but okay.
every time I hear Moldova, I just think of the movie Red at the end. Moldova sucks. All right. Yep.
The first film will open in Japan on July 18th. The film will play on 443 screens, a franchise record throughout Japan, including IMAX screenings. Outside Japan, Aniplex aims for the new film to play in over 150 countries and regions, which is wider than the franchise's previous world tour of over 145 countries and regions. Between April 4th and July 3rd, the previous 12 films, including the compilation ones, will return to theaters in Japan for limited engagement runs. The compilation films will run for 1 week each in 33 theaters, while in 4K converted edition to the Mugen Train film will play again from May 9th to June 12th in 423 theaters, including some with IMAX, Remix Dolby Atmos, Remix Dolby Cinema, 4DX, and MX4D screenings. These screenings will feature exclusive behind-the-scenes footage from the new trilogy. The new films adapt the Infinity Castle arc. The Infinity Castle arc. Crunchyroll will bring the trilogy to theaters globally, excluding select Asian territories and Japan.
And we're good.
Yeah.
Whoo!
Like, I
That's
just
a
thought
lot.
we were gonna stop reading the lists because, like,
Nah, as soon as we were like United States, Canada, I was like, yeah, we might as well just do it.
why though?
Why not? All right. Anyway, I'll hit up the last one since this is a show that I have watched. I want you to see the first season of this because this has like some of the best fight choreography I've ever seen.
Oh.
Yeah, this is literally like teenage gangs beating the shit out of each other in hand-to-hand combat. It's great.
Why is this familiar? Why are you familiar, Windbreaker?
Yeah. Windbreaker Season 2 new video reveals more cast, ending song, and April 3rd debut. Yes. Yes, we're getting more Windbreaker in just a few weeks. Aniplex revealed on Wednesday the key visual and promotional video for the Keel arc on April 3rd and April 3rd premiere of the second season of the television anime of Satoru Ni's Windbreaker manga. The video also reveals and previews the ending theme song, It's Myself, by rock band Shaitop, and reveals the new cast member, Junya Inoki, as Shingo Natori. Update, Crunchyroll streamed an English subtitled version of the trailer, so that's what's in here now. So, yeah.
That's why.
Why?
Oh, the friend that also voices in the Aharin anime, he also voices in this too.
Yeah. The biggest comparison I saw is that they were like saying that this felt like what's the one? Tokyo Revengers. If they had good choreography. They were like, oh yeah, it felt like Tokyo Revengers if they actually knew how to fight. It's good too. Like the choreography and everything in this is really good. But basically, it's an adrenaline-filled manga set in a high school for delinquents who are now heroes protecting their town. A fierce new student arrives at the school, determined to fight his way to the top and become the strongest of all of them. This edgy, action-packed manga is guaranteed to excite fans of Tokyo Revengers and other stories about high school delinquents. Hakura Sakura wants nothing to do with weaklings. He's only interested in the strongest of the strong. He's just started in Furin High School. This is the other thing that, like, as much as it is kind of like Tokyo Revengers-esque, saying Furin High School just makes me think of Furinken High School from Ranma. A school of degenerates known only for their brawling strength they use to protect their town from anyone who wishes it ill. But Haruka's not interested in being a hero or being part of any sort of team. He just wants to fight his way to the top. It's really, really funny because he's like this aggressive, nobody is kind to me, I beat the hell out of everybody, like kind of character. And then he gets here and he's just constantly getting flustered and embarrassed and everything because everybody's really nice to him and he doesn't know how to handle that. So it's equal parts sweet and also equal parts, holy shit, did that guy's teeth just come flying like 5 feet away? Like that kind of shit. It's crazy. And man, it was so good. I'm glad there's more. I'm glad we're getting more of this. So yeah, that is it for the anime block. We're going to be moving to the reviews now. So spoiler tag will be coming up momentarily. But guys, if you don't want to get spoiled for any of the content that we're going to be talking about, remember we're talking about this week's episodes of Blue Box. Well, okay, last week's episode of Zenshu, this week's episode of Blue Box, Apothecary Diaries, and Solo Leveling. So if you don't want spoilers for any of those episodes, we understand. Thank you guys so much for coming by and hanging out with us for this episode of Anime Church. And yeah, as soon as the spoiler tag comes up, we're going to start talking spoilers for these shows. So again, we understand if you don't want spoilers and you need to go, but thank you for coming by anyway. Really do appreciate it. That being said, spoiler tag is up. All right, Moon, let's start with Blue Box.
Okay, Blue Box. What do we have happen here?
Oh, man. The sister. This is the little sister episode.
Oh yeah,
I remembered why it is. I remembered why it is that I dislike this character as much as I did. I was like, oh. I realized I don't hate the episode. I just hate the content. Like the episode was good. I just don't like this girl, it's like, mind your business. Stop trying to force stuff to happen. You're not a matchmaker. Right? Leave it alone. Also, the older sister messed up. The older sister really messed up.
All she had to do was just be like, well, it's none of your fucking business.
Yeah. So she really messed up. So now, this nosy older girl is going to try to get Chi with the boy that she thinks is the one that she's interested in. So, God, it's just a matter of the little sister needs to mind her own damn business. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I have passionate feelings about this episode. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Indeed.
But yeah, guys, it was a good episode. I just don't like this part of the story. Like, oh man, I do not like this girl. I don't hate her, but I very much dislike her. You know, she's got her redeemable traits. Like, she's not like 24/7 trying to push her agenda on other people.
Yeah, her redeemable traits, when she's not talking.
Yeah, very much so.
Or, in a different scene entirely.
Also, I just love the moment where they're walking through the hall and she's saying hi to different people and they're like razzing her for like joining. And she's like, "Well, I've dated them," and
I had to sit there. It's like,
Himaki's
just like a teacher.
What? No, okay. I think one of them's just an older, is just like a senpai. One of them wasn't necessarily a teacher. Yeah,
because like I heard the voices and I was like, wait a minute.
I was worried for a second. Well, okay, you can't judge everything by voice, and when you get to season 2, when you get to the first episode of season 2 of Haikyuu, you'll absolutely understand. You will hear a character talk, and you'll be like, "That's a high school student? Nah, my dude, that's a grown ass man."
That's right. We're gonna play some volleyball today.
No.
What
Trust me.
To you, buddy?
Trust me. You'll understand. You will understand. I could just show you like the scene with no context, just so you could hear the voice. But like, I think it's even better if you just go upon it naturally. It's like, oh, we finally meet this character that has been referenced a bit in season 1, and then you see him, and you're like, okay, that's him. And then he talks, and you're like, that's not a teenager's voice. Like, that sounds like a 35-year-old man. I mean, it's deep. Anyway, that being said, yeah, there was a lot going on this episode. My favorite part was still that hallway scene where how much Imaki is just like, the fuck? You've dated so many people? Because he is so self-conscious, he can't even confess to the girl that he likes. And meanwhile, this chick over here is just going through men left and right. I just love the dichotomy of that scene. It was so entertaining for me. But yeah, what do you rate this episode, Moon?
7.
Yeah. The sister does bring it down. I'm gonna give it an 8. It was still a good episode, but yeah, I do not like her as a character. Like, I don't like characters like this to begin with. To be fair, if in my romance and my romance comedy, the people who are like purposely trying to ship or trying to get other people, it's like, mind your business. But like, it's different if like both parties like the other and they're just too like shy or whatever. It's like if their friends are like, hey, we know they both like each other, let's put them in this situation so that they can actually be next to one another, and then let's scram and just let shit happen. That's fine. I honestly think that's fine. It's because if you just let things kind of progress, eventually something will happen, but you're not forcing it. You're just getting them together so that something can happen. Anyway, they're not lighting the match. They just placed the dynamite in the right position. That's all. But yeah, I kind of agree. All right. That being said, I think it's time we move on to Apothecary Diaries. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So this episode was all about the room.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're solving the mystery of how the former emperor died. Or not necessarily how he died, but why he was able to be preserved for so long.
Well, it was both why he died and what preserved him.
To be fair, yeah, it's one and the same. Also, that story at the end from the Dowager, the Empress Dowager or whatever, I think that's how she's referred. But yeah, like holy crap.
Yeah.
And then it turns out like no, he didn't forget you. He just that specific you.
Well, it's still kind of left open.
Yeah, that
because it's
also
just a thing of
understand
that woman that he painted is wearing the same color.
Yeah,
it's like, huh.
I also understand where she's coming from with her dislike of how the situation went as age progressed, but also, yeah, like I still don't get it. Like I'm still not down with the old emperor and his preferences. I'm like, nah, dude, that's not okay. But however, that's the other thing that I will call out is the part at the end where she's looking at Jinchi and she's saying, dude, even I know that you're interested in her. Like, fucking do something. I'm like, oh, so it looks like most of the important higher ups at this in this particular area are shipping the two of them as well. And I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, no, I'm good with that. But yeah, overall with this episode, we got the detective work this time. Do you want to talk a little bit about how everything was solved? I wanted to let you handle a lot of the detective work stuff.
Well, with this one, she's getting ready to sleep. She's going to end up staying over at that old lady who worked at or in a room with the old lady who worked with the whatever the nurse thing was.
Yeah.
And then she's like, yeah, you want to read a book? I got books. It's like, cool, let me go read books. She looks at the book selection, opens the book, and it's some sort of a flirty, romantic thing. And she's like, oh, damn, that lady, okay. More power to her.
I love how, like, she, like, looked at the bed first, and she was like, oh, she likes cute things. I wouldn't have pictured. Like, I love how, like, from the books and the bed and everything, Mao Mao is just thrown off by like, oh, why are you into things that are so much younger than you? It's like she's not used to that from like old ladies, I guess. I love that. That was fun.
And then she sees a box and is like, oh, what's in the box? She starts to open it. Old lady's like, hey, what you doing? I'm not stealing. I didn't say you were.
So cute. Yeah.
Turns out the box holds some of Master Jinshi's old toys that he used to play with, including his favorites. One of which that had to be taken away from him. And it's like, oh, well, why'd you take it away from him? Because it was his favorite. He needs to, not pick favorites. It's not good.
Well, he needs to not focus on just one thing. He needs to see
that's
like
it.
Yeah.
And then there's another thing that they find. It was like a little yellow rock-looking thing. And Mao Mao's like, oh, this ain't good. Oh. Old lady's like, yeah, young Master Jinshi was playing with that, but I didn't know what it was, so I just kind of took it away from him. And then Mao Mao's like, well, it's good you did. This thing's poisonous. So, the next day, we got Jinshi, we got Empress Dowager, we got the other guy who's always with Jinshi, and someone else. I don't remember who it was. But they're all looking in the room and everything. Mao Mao got special permission to go in and handle stuff. This is the last room that the Emperor spent his remaining days and stuff. So she's looking around, and she looks at this brush that we've seen a few times that was laying on the floor, and she was like, yeah, it's perfectly cut. Like, this is made for painting. This is made for craftsmanship. And then she's like, there's definitely paint all over the place, and they lead to this wall that has nothing on it. She presses on it. Apparently the paper on it is really, really soft. And she's like, wait a minute. Do I have permission to tear down this wall? And then the Empress is like, well, I guess I should start calling you Gorbachev. Do what the fuck you want. So, Mama gets up there. She's, puts a bit of water on the wall so she doesn't end up tearing what's behind it. And then she tears down the first layer. And there's this beautiful, beautiful painting of a woman in a yellow dress surrounded by a bunch of other younger girls. They're holding flowers and stuff. And, it's really cute. It's really wonderful. And then Mao Mao is like, yeah, so apparently the Emperor was a painter. He liked to paint a lot. And these things that he used for his paints, this stuff is similar to arsenic. It seeped in through his skin. It killed him, but it also has a preservation factor about it. So that's why he didn't seem to decompose real quick. So, yeah, someone let him paint. And he painted to death. So, with that found out, with everything explained, Mao Mao leaves, and the other two follow them. But Jinchi and the Empress Dowager are still sitting there, just kind of looking at the room. The Empress is looking at the wonderful picture, and she is reminded of how things started. She used to be a handmaiden for her sister, who was a concubine for that emperor, and the emperor just had a lot of trouble talking with and interacting with older ladies, which serious problem, but different time, different place. It's also fiction, thank God. So,
yeah, I agree.
Yep. So first, her sister is like, oh, hello, Emperor, tries to just put a comforting hand on his arm, and he's like, back the fuck up! And she falls. She seems okay, but she's definitely stunned by it. But then the girl who, the past Empress Dowager, she's sitting there, she sees how he's reacting, and she's like, oh no, Mr. Emperor, are you okay? And the Emperor kind of, he softens. He's calmed by her presence and talks to her. And then, thankfully, we don't see it, but we, of course, hear about it. Apparently more than talking happened at some point, and then a child was had. So, But as the Empress got older, while she was still a concubine, because after that she, of course, became a concubine. But as she got older, the Empress started seeing her less and less. And this, of course, drove her insane. She had his children. She had a boy. So it's like, come on, you should want to be with me more. You should really. So she kind of gets in her head about it, and she's like, why? What is wrong with you? How to describe it? At night, she somehow infiltrates his room, gets on top of him, and he is scared shitless, and she's just sitting there like, what's wrong? Why don't you like me anymore? Is it because I'm older? What's wrong? And he's like, ah!
I don't condone her tormenting him like that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
She wasn't in her right state of mind.
Understanding and condoning are two different things, though, guys.
Yes. But yeah, there was also another thing that I do want to mention real quick. She did talk about how another concubine had a child who was a daughter and was taken by a doctor who was exiled to leave. Who does that sound like? So Mao Mao might have a bit of a lineage herself. But after that, soon after that, the Emperor starts locking himself up in that room to just focus on his paints. And his mother, his mother, the current Empress, the Empress at that time, was spending a lot of time with him. And that's kind of how she died, just sort of from runoff. But she didn't decompose as fast because he handled more of the paints and stuff. So he got more of the stuff that made him decompose, not as quickly. And that's how that happened. And then the Empress Dowager's kind of finished remembering her terrible times, and she talks with Jinchi. It's like, oh, Jinchi, you look too much like your father. She doesn't say that, but she sees it. And Then she's like, I notice you really like that Mau Mau girl. He's like, what? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Your favorites are too clear. You got to remember to hide your favorites before someone hides the favorites from you. And he's like, ah. And that's basically where it ends. So yeah, this was a really good episode. I enjoyed it. Good amount of sleuthing. I give this one I'm thinking a 9.
Alrighty. We ready to move on to solo leveling? Oh wait, we gotta rate it. Sorry.
Yeah, I said I'll give it a 9.
Okay. I'm like an 8. There were moments in this that just unnerved me a bit on both sides.
Fair.
It's good. I like the mystery of it, but like this didn't have as much of an impact as some of the other episodes that I've given 9s. So I think I'm gonna stick with 8. All right.
I just enjoy this show.
All right, on to solo leveling. First off, I want to just go ahead and say, I called it! I knew we were going to get Jeju Island before this season ended! Yes! Like, we are in the thick of it with Jeju Island now.
I don't think anyone disagreed with you.
Oh, some people did.
I didn't.
They were like, oh, we're not going to get Jeju Island, man. That's too far away. I'm like, motherfucker, are you watching how quickly we're going through this?
All this shit goes by quickly.
Yeah. Also,
because like there's a lot of it that's like
the amount of times on last week's episode that I watched people react to Thomas Andre and be like, "Oh, he's All Might," and I'm like, "God damn it!" Like, yeah, in the anime, he's got that smile and everything, and he does give off All Might energy. There's no way we can't make that joke now.
I am here.
No, we're not gonna have the "I am here." I just want to have My Hero Academia playing in the background, like My Hero music, the main theme for My Hero Academia. Just have that. Like in the background when they're talking about Thomas Andre. It's like right. the joke being like he's walking around and my character's like, gee, I don't know what's up with that guy. Why does he keep trying to make himself look like All Might?
That means
anyway,
if and when we get there, should we have him voiced by the guy who did All Might and the Something Witty?
If we can get it, yeah.
I would love that. That would be great.
That'd be freaking hilarious. All right. But yeah, solo leveling. Okay, so we start with Japan versus Korea.
Also, that punching fight also really reminded me of My Hero.
I did not realize. I did not realize that Master Ma was actually that tall. Is like his ability to grow? Is that like his...
Yeah. His ability was apparently to grow.
Yeah, I was like,
He'd
dude,
get big.
I was like, dude, my God, his poor wife.
She might like it. You don't know. It's when he uses his abilities in bed. That's the best part.
When she screams that he's tearing her apart, she actually means that literally.
She wasn't kidding. I accidentally tore her in 2 places.
However, when she gave birth, it was nothing. It was like, you know.
She had the easiest time giving birth, though. I couldn't tell you why.
God dang it. We're terrible people. We're going to hell for
Absolutely.
this bit. And you're all coming
100%.
with us for listening. That being said, though, we had Japan versus Korea for a bit. They're not sticking super close to the manhwa, which is, I guess, is fine. We haven't gotten anything yet about like what Japan's doing behind the scenes. I don't know if they're necessarily covering that in the anime, if they're going to cut that out or
either
not.
that or it'll come up later.
It may, who knows? But like we really got to it. We really got to it this episode. But we did have Jinu versus the head of the Japanese Hunters Guild.
Which I'm glad they also kept that bit of humor in there.
Yeah,
it's like, you could have let me finish.
It's like, hey, I wasn't done talking. And then he got like one little scratch. Also, all right, so I will say the choreography for Han, when we cut to her fighting the other girl and like her just like overwhelming this other S-rank chick. Oh my God, that choreography was insane.
Oh
like
yeah.
the animation this episode was on point. Obviously, they haven't been terrible by any stretch, but this one just was really well done. And then Genu, of course, jumps in to save Heian Cha, and that sets up our whole versus
Romance.
match. Well,
All that. I mean, all the above. Really.
I was covering what was actually in the episode, not the things that are yet to happen technically. But yeah,
Look, we just know he's gonna get with the blonde in the end. All right.
at some point in time, he just has to win the girl. That's how it goes. That being said, though, I love how many people were like at the end of that. They were like, "Yeah, he's totally going now," and then they find out, wait, he's not going.
Nope.
And then Gino is like, goes home and he's like, yeah, I gotta be there for my mom to help her out, so I can't go. And then immediately some people most people are like, yeah, no, that makes sense. I can understand that.
Okay.
Yeah. But you just know the Crunchyroll comments are like, this is the worst fucking episode. He should have gone, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Gino put 5 shadows on different S rank members that were there. So as a just in case type measure.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get everybody showing up. All right, this is the other part that I thought was really, really cool. We got to see Gina's friend saying she wants to go. And then there's
You're rank E.
Junho trying to convince her not to. But we also get Juhi. So we finally get the return of Juhi. We see her at home.
And Dr. Song.
And Doctor's... Is he Doctor? I thought it was Mister.
No, pretty sure it was Doctor. Hold on.
I don't think he had a doctorate. Hold on a second, guys. We're looking this up. We need to know.
No, yeah, it's just Mr. Song.
Okay, cool.
Maybe.
And Mr. Sung, or the one-armed man, they reunite. They're going to help out. They're going to help out with the defense. If they make it past a certain point outside the island, they're going to help with that. We also see little Min Sung again, like trying to show off to the cameras. I love that when we get there, his guild master is on the phone yelling at them, get him the fuck away from the front area of the defense network. He's going to screw something up. I'm like, dude, I love that he knows. He's just like, keep him in the back. He's basically useless. Anyhow, and then we have what's really interesting. I love that we get this person walking up and people are like, oh, Genu showed up. And no, it's Byung-gu-min. And I love that his whole thing was he was watching the announcement and then he's like walking by like a little park playground area and he's seeing the kids play and he's like, shit, I gotta go. I'm like, yeah, it sucks, but yeah, you do. And it was just nice to see them there. And then, of course, they commence the raid. The Japanese hunters release their aura in order to get the ants to come out and get distracted by them so that the Korean team can get into the nest and take out the queen. And they're also putting interference jammers up from the ships that are surrounding the island so that the ants won't hear the queen's signals. They won't get the queen's signals and return in time to stop them from taking out the queen. I really like how Choi used his flames in this one. It was really, really interesting to see. Not just taking out the ants with his fire from the helicopter, but when they get down there, you know, how creative he is with his flames and finding out which path they need to take. That was really cool. And so, yeah, they follow through, go through the area, and they find a bunch of eggs and then a really big egg that's been broken. And this is the thing. Earlier, we actually saw Beru bust out of his shell and he actually shrank down. And there were so many people making Chimera Ant references with Hunter x Hunter, and they're like, "Oh, he's gonna kill the queen. He's gonna kill mom. He's gonna kill mom," and he doesn't. And he doesn't look human. He looks very ant-like, but he does stand in a bipedal form. But he's still an ant.
Yes.
So this is where the comparisons end, everybody, because first and foremost, those Chimera ants, they weren't flying, not without Nin. But yeah, this boy has wings. It's a whole different thing. He drank his Red Bull while he was in the egg. It gave him wings.
Definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, he busts out. He does his big roar, and I love how they set this, like how they portrayed this. Like Beru is a big deal at this point in time. But moving back to the raid, we get there. We cut to the Japanese teams and what's going on. They're doing pretty good against the ants. And then the healer chick with the big axe is saying that if she heals one of her teammates, she wants something. And they have like a minor squabble about it, but she ends up like, "All right, I'll heal you, but I need," and she doesn't get to finish as she gets decapitated.
She just wanted to take his maiden head.
Yeah, it's not a way to get ahead in life, lady. But she gets decapitated, and that's where the episode ends. And I really enjoyed watching everybody go, "What? No!"
Yep. And then we just get a quick shot of Beru's eyes, and it's done. And it's like, ooh.
Yeah, it was like, that's the end of it, dude. Oh man, next week's episode's gonna be fucking off the chain. I'm looking forward to it. So I give this episode, I'm gonna give it like a 9. I think 10 territory is coming up in the next 2 episodes. This is definitely that good hypey shit. So
yeah, I'm right there with a 9 too.
Yeah. I'm so on board with this. And last but not least, Zenshu. All right. Zenshu. It starts off, we're getting kind of a flashback from her introduction, her first arrival to the world, to this world that she's been in, and we're kind of skipping forward quickly until we get to where the episode left off last time after the hot spring. So we just get like quick fast forwarding stuff, and I love that when she wakes up after all of that, she doesn't quite know how to handle the fact that he's so blatantly open about the fact that he's in love with her, and she's never felt anything like that before, and she doesn't know how to function, essentially. And it's really freaking adorable. She has a conversation with the robot at some point in time, and she starts explaining what happened in the movie version of what she saw. And holy shit, seeing it versus hearing it is 2 different things. And we got to see what happened, and it turns out that the person that ended up destroying the void and being the final one was in fact our hero boy here. Mm-hmm. Because he just lost so much, and then the citizens turned on him, and he just, like, after that, he just snapped and he said, "F this thing," and he ended the world. That's how it happened in the movie. And they get attacked by a new set of voids, and this time they are all taking the form of different animations that she has drawn.
Again, pretty sure it's the bird thing with the eyes that are making
Same. I think so too. I honestly think so too. And she's like, "My story has to be this way," and it's like, "Nah, bitch. This is not the same. This is not how this works anymore. You're done. You had your time. You made your movie. Get over it." Anyway, I think that this was a really good like way to handle this, because you have the robot conversation in her bedroom talking about like, hey, no, you're here. That stuff hasn't happened because you're here. You've changed things, and that's good. And maybe we can save them. And I love that. I love that they're not just giving up just because she knows how things go. And so, things move forward. The Voids attack, and she's not able to get her animations done in time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really sad, and the robot sacrifices himself. Oh, that's the other thing to point out. Out of this whole group of people, the robot was the only one that lived in the movie. Everybody else died. The robot lived. Well, now the robot dies.
There is one more important thing to point out.
Yeah.
She tore up and threw away one of the drawings she was working on because she got angry at it and messed up. And then she threw it. And that one still came to life and was just scribbles and still did something.
Yeah. So she has way more power than she believes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, she's now feeling very invested in this world. It's not just she loves these characters and all this other stuff. Like she is emotionally invested in this world now. And I think she does like Luke as well. Like I think she's probably not aware of it, but I think she's also in love with Luke. Mm-hmm. So I'm really interested in seeing the next episode. I want to know where things go from here. But for this episode, I gotta give it like an 8, man. I think the emotional weight of this, like Mappa's just knocking it out with this one. At first I was like, oh god, an isekai, and then I was like, oh wait, no, this is Mappa doing an isekai. Okay, let's see where this goes. And it's actually starting to really like live up to how we felt with the promotional material when the promotional material first came out, how excited we were. Now I'm starting to get that excitement back. So it may be a slow burn, but I think Zenshu is starting to like really do it. Like it's doing it for me. I'm excited to see the next episode. Whereas before it felt kind of like, all right, I got to watch the next episode because we're covering this. Now I was like, fuck, I got to stop because I can't be thinking about the next episode while we're reviewing it, or I'll talk about it, blah, blah, blah. So I'll be watching it after this. Yeah. What's your rating for it, man?
This had a lot of good stuff in it. I kind of want to give it a 9.
Okay. Yeah, go for it. Any particular reasons that it's
kind of getting having the recap,
energy?
but from Luke's perspective was pretty nice. But also,
I think so too.
Getting to actually see what the end of the movie was like, and
yes, seeing
how much is actually different. It's like, oh shit,
yeah,
there wasn't a happy ending.
No.
Oh,
yeah, it ended terribly, and I'm just sitting there like, why is this her favorite movie? I'm just sitting there. That was my first question, was like, why is she so in love with this? Holy shit, that's dark. Well, yeah. Man, yeah. I especially love that that look at how the movie actually went. That was so interesting. So yeah, highly recommend this episode. Even if I give it an 8, it's a very strong 8, and I can understand it. I can understand giving it a 9 too. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and that's it for our review of all these anime that we're covering this week. We'll be going through the next set next week. We've got 2 more episodes left of most of these shows, man. That's so crazy to think. Like, I'm pretty sure there's only 2 more episodes of Solo Leveling, but considering how quickly we're moving through story per episode, that makes sense. Yeah. But that's it for us, guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. We really do appreciate it, hanging out and listening to us talk about the news and review the anime that we're watching and all sorts of stuff. We will be sitting down in a couple of weeks to talk about all of the upcoming anime that we want to check out and see and possibly review. That being said, I think Apothecary Diaries is going to be going another 24 episodes, so we'll definitely have Apothecary Diaries if that is the case going into next season. But yeah, guys, that is it for us. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with us here at Anime Church, the church where cosplay is welcome and appreciated, and we will not judge you for it. I am Richie Roberts, your Minister of Science and Technology.
I am Moonlight Sparks, your Minister of Arceology. Praise Arceus.
And I am Hoshi Nugget, the Nun of Nuggies.
And we will see you on the next episode. But tomorrow, we will be back with Volume 7 of Mushoku Tensei. So, starting Season 2. Hope to see you guys there. If you want to come check it out tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time over on our Twitch channel. Link in the description down below. See you guys next time. Thank you. Take care. And bye-bye for now.
Bye.
Wait, bye-bye.